Richard Jewell case, sir, you would talk to me off camera over the phone that you were looking into this, obviously the Eric Rudolph case in which Richard Jewell was blamed by the media to have been responsible for the Olympic Park bombing.
Right.
And you said that there were a whole bunch of mess ups there, and there's a whole bunch of people to blame. And sadly, Richard Jewell, probably emotionally never overcame.
No, he never did. And Richard Jewell was a victim.
And he was a hero. He saved people's lives.
He was a hero that was turned into a victim.
Well, a villain and then a victim, yeah.
In less than 24 hours. And what happened was he discovered the bomb in the Centennial Olympic Park in 96. Okay. The bomb detonated, killed one, injured, 115 maybe?
Yeah.
He was believed by the people that were there to be a hero. Now that was on, let me see, that was on July 26th.
Okay.
1996. Now, prior to, well, let me just step back. There was a witness there, Michael Cox, who actually saw Eric Rudolph carrying what he considered a noticeable green backpack that was exceptionally large and looked out of place. He was seen by this guy before the bomb even went off. So the FBI and the Atlanta Police Department obviously weren't talking to people because how do I know this? Okay, he saw that. Now, the following day, or actually 2 days later, they decided to do a news press release how he was a hero. He had worked at Piedmont College as a campus cop. Okay.
Okay.
And let me tell you about campus cops, because I was an SRO for 8 years and I know how the schools work. You're to be seen and not heard. What that basically means is our students pay for education. We want, for liability purposes, we want you there to be a cop, but don't do anything. Well, Richard Jewell did what a lot of younger cops do. They stopped cars. They, broke up parties, this and that. They didn't want that. So that really, in turn, pissed off Ray Cleary, who was the president of the school at that time. Okay. So what happened was Cleary was still PO'd at Jules. When he saw Jules' name mentioned, on the 28th, the same day, he contacted the FBI and stated that he believed that Richard Jewell could have been or may have planted the bomb. And based on what fact? As a police officer, Richard Jewell's activities irregular.
Okay.
You know why? In a later interview, because he stopped cars. So that's an irregular activity. And then he said, well, he had a green backpack. So what? Who gives a shit? Everybody, it's like, I got a black jacket. You got a black jacket. Somebody has a red shirt. I have a red shirt. What the hell does that have? These are the two guys that are people that actually started this ball rolling. Okay, so they call the FBI. The FBI has some contact with, and they never specified it, was with the FBI in Washington and the FBI in Atlanta or the Atlanta police. Nobody ever specified this. So who comes rolling down the lane down here is Kathy Scruggs.
Okay, she's a journalist.
She's the journalist that everybody, even up to today, these people cannot put two and two together. Oh, she was great. She was this. She was that. Bullshit. Because let me tell you what, if you read any of her background, she had a lot of issues.
Yep.
Okay. And, you know, she would never name who her informant was, but you had two choices, either the FBI or somebody in the Atlanta Police Department. One or, you know, one or the other. And the general rule is you don't get anything for nothing.
Okay.
Put the pieces together. You know, they try to chew up Clint Eastwood when he did this new movie that I haven't seen it, but the fact is, she wasn't going to get anything for free, kid. Okay, that's just how it is. That's how the police world works. If you don't like it, you know, go back to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood somewhere. You know, and then she turned to the guy that gave. Then she said to the person that gave her the information, he said, "Don't print any of this until we conduct a further investigation." So what she says is, well, now the game is in my ball field, and if I find a collaborating source, how the hell are you going to find a freaking collaborating source
Okay.
if the freaking FBI or the Atlanta police don't know? Bullshit. So what she did is after the college president and the college police chief screwed this guy over, she figured, oh, we're going to screw him over too because we want a headline. And you know what gets me about that newspaper? I would never read that trash bag of a newspaper. Is they will not admit they were wrong. They protect her to the guilt. They draw a picture of her like she's the Queen of Sheba.
Okay.
The Queen of Sheba doesn't pass away from an overdose. Okay, so let's call it what it really is. There was actually an FBI agent, and crazy it was, and it's not Don Johnson from the old TV series, but that it was an agent. He told her or mentioned to her that give us another day or maybe a day and a half, and we will clear this guy, and he can move on with his life. And what does she do? 2 hours later, she has a headline printed. That shows you what type of person she was. See, you know, the people out there can't fool me with their little, oh, she was the. Listen, you know what? Facts and people's statements speak.
Well, I mean, I got to admit, as a journalist, I mean, I've seen how the media, even by today's standards, will take somebody in a story and expose them, make something go viral, and the person's lives are destroyed. I think simply back to the was it at the Washington D.C. March for Life? That Washington, it was a kid from Covington, Kentucky, smiling at a Native American activist, and how they demonized this 15-year-old kid, and he got doxxed. His family got threatened, harassed there, and the media made it out to be such a disrespectful kid when the media had ignored the group of Israelites that were harassing the kids from Kentucky, and how the Native American man went up to the students in there and confront. The kids were really doing nothing wrong there. And now a few news sources have been sued, and some more will be sued as well.
Well, but here, and this is again what kind of ticks me off about this story is Richard Jules was never a criminal. Yeah, he had had resigned from 2 police departments, but for just cause. He
Yep.
wasn't fired. He left the college police department, because he didn't want to be, he wanted to be a cop.
You don't want to be a security guard.
Right. And they didn't want cops.
Yep.
So he left. There was another department he worked for. I don't know off the top of my head. He was a jailer, made a patrolman. He was goofing around with one of the patrol cars, smacked it into something. So, you know, let's face it, back in those days, down in a small southern town, you know what? It's probably the only patrol car they had.
Okay.
So, oh, we're demoting you. So instead of dealing with that embarrassment like most of us would do, we just say, hey, screw you and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But they demonized him because, again, the media plays it up, and even the online sources who have no clue what the hell they're saying, demonize this guy for perfectly normal events. I mean, listen, if I was doing this and you said, okay, well, now you're down here doing this, that's like telling Gordon Ramsay to work for McDonald's. You don't think he'd tell you to go take a, and leave?